Hey everybody, this is Jonathan Washburn, hashtag the Dean of Mortgages coming at you. I'm going to talk about the worst mistake that home buyers sometimes make in the mortgage process. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you the Dean of Mortgages, hashtag pay your mortgage NFL picks for this week. 3 great picks for you guys this week if you're looking to put a little action on the NFL games. All right, so people often ask me, John, what is the worst mistake people can make when they are applying for a mortgage? When we get somebody pre-approved, we actually hand out this form it's like a do's and don'ts list. Do this, don't do this. And on that list is like, hey, don't go buy a boat this weekend. Don't go buy a new car. Don't go charge $6,000 on a credit card for furniture for your new house. Like, wait until after you close before you do any of this, okay? But that's not actually the worst mistake that somebody could make for a mortgage, okay? What is the worst mistake that somebody can make in the mortgage buying process? It's this: waiting too long to get pre-approved. All right, this is something a lot of people think it's going to be a hassle, right? So if you want to get a real pre-approval, you're going to have your credit pulled. The loan officer is going to have to go through a whole loan application with you, talk about your job history, your work history, your address history. And if you want a real pre-approval, I'm going to need to see pay stubs, bank statements, tax returns sometimes, W-2s, picture of your driver's license. It can be a little bit of a hassle. So a lot of times people think, well, I don't want you pulling my credit right now. And you know what? Maybe what I actually want to do is find that house that I want, and then I'll call you up, and then I'll get pre-approved so that I can make an offer on it, right? This is a huge mistake, though, for a couple of reasons. First, this current market is crazy. I remember when my wife and I went to go buy a home, there was a home that we really loved. They were having an open house on a Saturday morning at 1 o'clock. We showed up at this open house at 12:30, 30 minutes early. And there was already a sign on the house that said, house was under contract. The open house was canceled, right? Because in this market, houses don't stay on the market for very long. So if I need to get all of your documents, I'm pretty quick with giving out a pre-approval, but it still might take me a couple hours to review your taxes, review your W-2s, review your pay stubs, review your bank statements, do all these different things to give you an actual pre-approval that's going to be good so that you know that you're ready to purchase a home. And if a house goes for sale today at noon, and then we start the pre-approval process and I don't get you pre-approved until like 6 p.m., you might not be able to get that house, all right? So don't lose out on your dream house because you're scared or because you don't want a little bit of hassle at the very beginning that is going to that would eventually hold you up from actually being able to put an offer on another house that might be closed by the time you get the pre-approval done. Okay, a pre-approval is good for up to 120 days. So it's not like if I pre-approve you today, you have to get a house today or it's done. Right? If I pre-approve you today, you can take your time over the next several months sometimes. Find that perfect home, but when that home does become available, you and your realtor are ready to pounce on it immediately so you don't lose out on it. All right, now for the Dean of Mortgages, pay your mortgage NFL picks this week. I have 3 picks for you, okay? Number 1, the Chargers are only giving 2 points in Detroit. Have you seen Detroit? They are awful. They are terrible. They got a nice new rookie tight end. Matt Stafford's got the strongest arm in the NFL, but they are horrific. The Chargers are only giving 2 points. I think the Chargers are good. I think they're a playoff team this year. I know you always worry a little bit when a West Coast team travels east, to play at that early 1 o'clock game, but I trust Phillip Rivers and his 47 children to get the job done in Detroit this weekend. Even a last-second field goal victory wins you the bet for the Chargers. So don't be afraid to put money on Rivers this weekend. All right, number 2, after having exactly 1 good NFL start, Lamar Jackson is favored by 2 touchdowns. Are you serious? I mean, I like Lamar Jackson. He's one of the most exciting players I've ever watched. He's easily one of the best college football players I've ever seen. Last week, they were playing against a college football team, though, in the Miami Dolphins. And yes, he had a great game, but I don't necessarily think the Cardinals are great. I don't think the Cardinals are going to go into Baltimore and win, but 2 touchdowns is a bit much. Watch Kyler Murray going for that backdoor cover this weekend. I think the Ravens win, but they fail to cover, so Cards are my pick for the second game. All right, and number 3, I think people overreacted to the Browns' poor performance in week 1. A lot of people didn't watch that game. They saw the final score. They saw that it was the Titans. They overreacted. Browns did not play well. They had more penalties than any team since like 1951, which is absurd. But the game was close. The game was a 2-point game in the fourth quarter. The Jets are not good. And Sam Darnold was evidently out there kissing too many people. He's got the kissing disease this week, and he is out. The Browns are only favored by 2.5 points on Monday Night Football. They've talked a lot of smack all year. They're going to want to come out, and they're going to want to put up, or they're going to have to shut up. And this team is full of talkers. They don't want to shut up. So I do think the Browns are going to win by double digits on Monday night. So don't be afraid to put money on the Chargers, the Cardinals, and the Browns. Or if you're like me, you don't really gamble that much, just enjoy the games this weekend. This is Jonathan Washburn, # the Dean of Mortgages, signing off. School is out.